So we shall explain some basic concepts of probability. So first thing is that what is meant by a random experiment? A random experiment, uh, it means an experiment in which um, all the outcomes are equally likely to happen. It is an experiment in which all the outcomes are clearly defined. All the outcomes are clearly defined, and every outcome is equally likely to happen. Okay. So some examples of random experiments are like tossing two coins simultaneously, or tossing an unbiased coin, or tossing two coins together. And suppose we can say throwing a die, throwing a die, and lots of other like mm, selecting a card from a well shuffled deck of cards, from a well shuffled deck of playing cards, etc. So in all these experiments, the outcomes are clearly defined also, and every outcome is equally likely to happen. Then what is meant by sample space? Sample space means it is the set of all outcomes in a random experiment. Set of all outcomes in a random experiment. Then what is meant by an event? An event is a set of some favorable outcomes. So an event is a set of some outcomes which are favorable to that event, which are favorable to that event. And an event is always a subset of the sample space. And an event should be a subset of the sample space. So suppose, for example, if I tell, suppose we have a random experiment. We have a random experiment, suppose like tossing three fair coins. Tossing three fair coins. So it is a random experiment. So what will be the sample space S for this experiment? So I can get all three heads, and I can get head, head, and tail. I can get head, tail, and head, or I can get tail, head, and head, or I can get head, tail, and tail, or I can get tail, head, tail, and I can get tail, tail, head, or I can get all three as tails. So here we will have 8 outcomes, 8 possible outcomes. So it means the number of elements in the set S, that is nothing but 8. And And suppose we give the name of some event. The name of some event is, suppose, uh, at least two heads appear. At least two heads appear. So then the event E also will be a set. The set will be at least two heads will appear. So we should include all three heads also. And we will get two heads. So head, head, tail also will be there. Head, tail, head will be there. And tail, head, head will be there. So here you can see that the set E is obviously a subset of the set S. And the number of elements in the set E, that is equals to 4. Okay. So this is these are some basic concepts which should be known. Thank you.